Okay, here we go. Here we go. Listen, so my rich homie Quan, overdosing, going in and out. Pop on this motherfucker. Pop on, pop on, pop on, pop on, pop on. Rich homie Quan, overdosing. I want motherfuckers to join this live if you want to talk this conversation. But I'm on YouTube live, I'm on Instagram live. Tonight we're gonna be talking about no, we're talking about overdosing. You know, Rich Homie Quan just overdosed, but this is an issue that affects, you know, hip hop community, especially the black community, in a major way. And I want to bring awareness to this issue. Man, send a request if you want to comment, you want to chime in. We can have a conversation. I'm all down for that, for a dope conversation. Um, I feel like overdosing is it's a big issue in our community. We continue to watch, family members struggle from substance abuse. Where a lot of family know and they don't act, they don't try to help and assist. It's just like almost like a once you know a family member or something is on drugs, it's like or they just on drugs. We're not taking no direct action to try to figure out solutions. So I feel like today I want to speak, and I'm doing this for the whole fucking week. I got aunts that died from this shit, heroin overdose. I got friends that died from popping pills. Might have popped fake pills. Just came home from prison popping pills. Took too many pills. So this is an epidemic. I got another cousin who died from heroin. Nobody in the family knew they was hiding it from us. Cause a lot of time motherfuckers be ashamed to even admit they stuck on these drugs. Or they strung out on drugs. So, you know, send a request. I would love for somebody to go live with me. We can have this conversation, but besides that, every day this week I'm going live to bring awareness to this issue. Um, hmm I see a lot of different individuals, past, especially in the hip hop community. We had not just Rich Homie Quan. That's the most visible, most recent. So that's why I said I want to do this for 7 days, from the 14th to the 21st. Rich Homie Quan, Freedom. But everybody that's watching these videos is gonna be watching me speak about this for the next week. We all had a motherfucker in our family that suffered from that strung out on crack, heroin, that died from an overdose, or that's stuck on the shit right now. So, as a nigga that come from the trenches that experienced this shit, my aunt not being the same because she's dependent on crack. And however that go, that's her move. And I watched crack destroy my community. Fuck the black, I watched it destroy my hood. Me being out there and growing up, and my aunts and them going from being some of the prettiest people that ever walked this block to being, strung out on these drugs is detrimental to my motherfucking spirit, right? So I feel as a voice of the trenches that it's important that I, speak about this and let people chime in and have this conversation. Ain't no background noise. Send the link. We can talk about it. Ain't no background noise now. Send the link. Click the link. Send a request. Ain't no background noise. This is something that's very important to me. And I'm going every night for the next 7 days, I'm going to go live, basically. YouTube, Instagram, we're going to talk about this. First I want to speak about hip hop role. And as I did my post earlier and everybody was asking me, how could you blame it on hip hop? I'm not blaming it on hip hop, but I do feel like hip hop plays a role for my generation, not the older generation, because that was the crack era, Rick Ross era, and the FBI, the CIA, and all of them. That was them pushing that in our community, pushing that shit to get rid of the Black Panthers and to get them motherfuckers and stuff. But I feel like for my generation, I never popped the pill in my life, so I can't. But I got friends and and family members who have done this shit and who do it like on a regular basis, regular fucking program. I feel like what makes it cool with my generation is the rappers, the hip hop, the rappers that talk about popping pills. Some of these rappers, they don't even do this shit. It's propaganda. But I see this in our generation. A lot of my friends they pop these pills and they in a whole other mindset. They not even they self no more. I don't even want to be around them motherfucker. So this definitely is a issue in the trenches. Every day, we go through this issue. Niggas is popping pills and a nigga murder a nigga because he was on a pill and the nigga said the wrong thing to him. So this is an issue for sure that we deal with, speaking of the hip hop community. If I'm talking about we talking as one of the voice of the trenches, this is the issue we have to cover. Um, niggas be on pills and they be out of their mind. I watch a lot of my friends, act like a totally different person. But I get it. Cause like I told y'all, when you catch a drug case or when you got anything that's involving drugs in your case, when you go upstate, they gonna put you in the shit called ASAT. In the ASAT, you learn about how alcoholism, drug, all these things are addictions. It's addictions. And at one point in my life, I felt like I was addicted to alcohol. After my brother passed away, I was so engulfed into the streets, and I was so hurt behind his death that I just turned to the alcohol. So when I was locked up, I'm like, let me study this shit. They saying this shit is addiction. It could be hereditary. So I'm gonna give y'all some good game. When I was locked up, I was talking to my counselor, right? I'm like, how can it be hereditary? And they was speaking about this gene. They was saying that. I'm like, okay, like yo, if your mom was an alcoholic, your granddad was alcoholic, your dad was alcoholic, that shit is in your gene, right? And this is what the counselor how he explained it to me. He said it could be in your gene, but as long as you never pick an alcohol up, you won't activate this shit. But if you pick an alcohol up, then you gonna activate this gene in your body. And if you don't pick a drug up, you won't activate it. So the best way I can describe that is like you may have family members, ancestors of your family that's addicted to hard drugs or whatever the case may be, and it might do run in your family. But as long as you don't pick it up, then you won't activate that addiction. But if you pick it up, then you're gonna and that's how I seen with me. My mom loves alcohol. My granddad loves alcohol. My dad used to drink alcohol. So once I picked it up, it was over. And my dad told me like I had to put the alcohol down because I couldn't control myself. And that's exactly how I was. Where I had to fall back. Where and I'm speaking about this from my experiences. Every time I had a bad experience in the streets, it's because I was all point. Why I was all point only because I was on alcohol. I was out of my mind. So I was set to young dudes, man. That alcohol And these drugs gonna have you off point. When you in the streets, you never want to be off point. You gotta always be on point. When you off point, that's when you can get got. That's the quickest opportunity for somebody to get you. You know, and I reflect on my life when I was in the streets now. Like, I put myself in a predicament to get caught because of these drugs. You know, or not these drugs, it's alcohol. It's a drug too. Alcohol is worse than drugs. You know, what I learned with me is that, you know, when I drink alcohol, whatever my environment is on, that's what I'm gonna be on. So if everything is peaceful, calm, cool, and collected, that's what I'm gonna be. Nigga want to get violent, like crazy, we can do that too. Okay, so my point that I'm making is that a lot of this stuff, man, a lot of this stuff that we deal with is it's the environment. You know, you adapt to your environment, even with the drugs. If you're around a bunch of females and it's a party, then it's gonna be you're gonna be on some party shit. But if some violent shit, then now I gotta adapt to this. So a lot of times dudes just be adapting to their environment. That's what I did. I'm in the streets, we drinking. I'm on point. I gotta be more on point now. I'm clutching them harder, and I'm thinking everybody a threat now because this is the environment I'm in. It's, you know, I'm on Guilford. We gotta watch all sides from all ways. So I'm looking that way. Now I look that way. I look. It's not a good feeling when you're in an environment where you gotta be on defense. But when I'm in Dallas and I'm out and it's dope and I don't got no enemies and I'm having a good time. I'm trying to talk to a beautiful woman. I'm trying to be dope. So I would say for this first day, as I said, the foundation for this 7-day conversation, I would ask everybody that watched this video moving forward, I would ask y'all to all comment if you had loved ones who, you know, suffer from mental health. If you had it, I mean, not mental health, from substance abuse. Comment that, you know, be transparent about it. What's some solutions? What's some tactics and strategies we can use with loved ones who suffer from that work for you and your family? You know, if you might be the person that suffered from that shit. You know, how do you feel? Like, why you feel like you don't want to come forward? And if you do come forward, how can we help you get through this shit? See, I'm not judgmental. I'm here as a voice of the trenches. So when I'm speaking up from a point of view of I done been through shit. I done watched so much. I done been alcoholic. I done watched myself after my brother died go downhill. I can't speak of a person that been more down in the dirt than my motherfucking self. So when I speak, please don't think I'm trying to judge you or I feel like I'm better than you or nothing like that. Cause motherfucker, I don't know a person that been more down in the dirt than my motherfucking self, man. And I watch myself, you know, through studying and just growing and evolving and growing the fuck up, you know, become a man. I became a man in prison, you know, where it was all on the line, where you either had to step up or be a bitch. And I wasn't, you know, I'm from Guilford and Shady. I wasn't gonna do that. I'm from Buffalo, New York, Midtown. That's my neighborhood. That's my section. And you know, we grew up. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood, unfortunately, that you know that was impacted by these narcotic drugs, crack, heroin, fentanyl, all these things. But I really seen the effects of crack, cocaine. You know, crack cocaine hit my community very hard. And I'm young, so I came at the after effects of it, but I do still remember how impactful it was on our community. Anybody that know, you know, my community, I could say certain names, and y'all know, okay, they was known for, they was getting that money, but they was getting that money. Who was they selling? You know, what was they doing? Where was it going? And we know where it was going. We know who that affected and what, you know, what it brought to our neighborhood. So I watch everyday citizens, beautiful individuals turning to zombies. And as a young, yeah, and I want motherfuckers that that seen the shit that I seen. I want y'all to. That's why I need somebody to go live with me to relate to this. How is it background noise? It's it's quiet. Oh, it's that fucking scanner. Let me turn that scanner on. It's that scanner. I'm turning that scanner on on this Instagram. Y'all can't hear me because of this fucking scanner. I'm trying to see how I can turn that off for y'all so y'all can hear me. It's fucking scanner. Pause that. How you pause that shit? I'm trying to pause that shit for y'all. I see what y'all talking about now. I'm like, what is they talk? It's that scanner. I'm trying to pause it. But listen, I grew up in a neighborhood. I grew up in a community where wasn't no fucking unity. I'm from a community where ain't no fucking unity. So that's like, why is it? Can y'all hear me now? I think the background noise was that scanner. Can you hear it? Can you hear me now? We can't hear you. There's a background noise. I don't hear nothing. So I'm about to delete this bitch if it keep fucking with my. Well, shut the fuck up. Can y'all hear it? Yeah, shit like that that's stopping them from hearing me. I gotta figure out how to cut that shit off. Okay, it's on pause. So they should be able to hear it's pause now. Listen, listen, man. Can y'all let me know if y'all can hear me on Instagram? Can y'all hear me? But if you come from a community where I was really trying to figure out, like, when I was younger, you know how you when you first see the shit for the first time, you like, I don't get it. Like, these people, they was regular people, and then they smoked this shit, they just loot, they out of their mind. Then they be regular, then everything is based around getting my next buck so I can smoke some more work, some more crack. So in my mind, we broke as fuck. We trying to figure out how to get some money. So I done came to the point. I can admit it. It's past the 7 years statutory where I was out there selling shit to my family. Motherfuckers in the neighborhood who I never thought did shit. They pulling up on me. I'm like, what? Damn, she do this? Or damn, bro, do this? I'm getting it from my little bitch, bro, man. This shit it getting crazy. She started getting crazy, man. I seen some shit, you know. But I want to talk about the effects, and I want somebody to get on here who come from that same community with me. The effects when you see that shit, the effects that it have on people. So I said I can't do that shit no more, man. When I mean zombies. I mean, when your whole life is based on your next 20, 40, 50, $100 you can get to smoke again. That's some strong shit. That's some strong shit, man. And I say that because, I watch friends and I watch family, throw their whole life down the drain for the next hit. And I know they say heroin is 100 times stronger than crack. So if crack had motherfuckers doing what I seen crack had it doing when I was home, I can only imagine the impact of a heroin and fitting off a person addicted to that shit, right? Cause I was home for that, but I was in and out. Like I would go to jail, come home. see what's going on. I know here when motherfuckers will get sick, they don't got that shit. They get sick, you know. But I watch people who I love with all my might turn victim. I want y'all to get on the comment. What's your thoughts when it comes to this? Rest in peace to the brother, Rich Homie Quan. It's only right that, as a voice of the Trinity, we speak about this on this platform. What's your thoughts when it comes to overdosing, um, individuals, strung out on drugs, young age, family members? How do you address that? Let's talk about it. That's the question so far. Overdosing, motherfuckers strung out on drugs, overdose. How y'all deal with it? I need answers, so I'm on here talking. I get it. I get it. Um, I don't think accountability. I don't think you can use accountability when it comes to dealing with people that's addicted. I think you got to have a different method. Somebody said accountability, but I think accountability is not when a person is addicted to a substance abuse, to a substance. You can't say we got to hold them accountable. I mean, we can't hold anybody accountable, but you got to be more. You got to have more compassion and more understanding. How can we make it? I mean, accountability still got to play a role, but fuck that. When you got a family member, they already in there. Your aunt, she a crackhead. Your uncle, you a crackhead. How can you deal with it? How can you help them get away? Rehab. It's things that I'm gonna say. Rehab really work. They gotta want to participate in this shit as well though. But the best thing I seen is rehab. Check. You gotta get them motherfuckers out that environment. Get them out of that environment. Rehab. It's the best thing that I see. You can get them people in rehab, and it seems so cliche, but rehab is that's it. Get them to a masjid. That's like rehab also. Masjid. Get a motherfucker to the church. I think the church don't do a good job as the masjid. They said, that masjid, they gonna really work with you and really hold you accountable and guide you and be there for you. But you gotta want to do the work too. They gotta want to do the work. The environment is very important. I agree with that. Yes, environment is extremely important. But I done seen my dad and them put, crackheads in that masjid and put them in environments where they gave them housing and motherfuckers still go astray. Still turn to the pipe. So it's like, not even a collective majority, but I feel like you give a motherfucker a chance. I give you a chance. We gave you a chance. Inshallah. That's all we can do is I can give you a shot, man. I give you a shot. Put you in a position, put you in an environment where you can be successful. Now, if you want to be weak, if you don't want to seize the time, and what can I do? That become my attitude. Like, what else can I do? I put a person in an environment to win. I give you all of the tools to be successful. Remove you from where you was at. You got to show some resilience, some strength to see this shit through. And if you don't, then that's on you. And you deserve what you got going on. I would say, if you put those efforts forward, and you had that conclusion, I would say that's a good conclusion. What do y'all think? I need somebody to come live. Somebody hit that link. I need to put the link in there. Somebody come live with me so we can have this conversation. Cause it's day 1 of 7. Hit that link. That link in there. Somebody request the link. I'm putting it in there. Let me see how I gotta do it. I'm about to put the link. Hold up. On YouTube, I'll put the link so y'all can tap in with me. Two Killers told me click the link. I'm about to put the link in. I want y'all to come on the live, man. Let's talk about it. I'm going to find the link right now. I need to find it on this joint. I know I got it. I'm about to get the link. Yeah, self discipline is a must. I can't. I can walk you to the water. I can't make you drink that motherfucker, man. You put a motherfucker in position, and you trying to help them be successful. They gotta put some work in too now. I can't keep you going on my way and trying to do X, Y, and Z. You're not helping me, and you're not helping me in no way. Like, come on, bro. You gotta do something. That's why I say it's important to have that, like they say, the self discipline. Without that, you're gonna continue to just be a victim. You helping a motherfucker for no reason. It's basically like it's what you're doing. So you're going one ear and out the other. We talking about it. I'm still live. I'm gonna get back alive. I'm about to send it. I want y'all to come on. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. I want y'all to come on. I'm gonna be on live for a minute. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. I had to get that link for us. I had to get that. I got that link. I feel like that. I'm about to put that link in there for y'all. How you comment? Make my own comment. I'm trying to comment on that joint. I'm putting the link in there right now for y'all. Just it ain't even let me make a comment. Trying to put that joint in there. It sounds like real bullshit. I'm gonna put the real on this one. This one. Fuck the people. They hating. I'm about to come on there. They don't want to talk about these type of conversations. Let me be talking about some bullshit. That should be so easy to put that link on there. You talking about some real shit. Let me be talking about some bullshit. Here we go. Bomb. Click the link. Click that link. Click the link, y'all. I need somebody to come live with me. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. I'm going back live on Instagram. But yeah, that should all come down to resilience, and you gotta have some self discipline to get past that shit. Cause from my experience, I watched a lot of my family perish, or they doing real bad. Their whole life revolve around their next hit. And I don't like that shit. So many family members is strung the fuck out on that shit. And that shit is it make you heartless. When you see that shit, you be like, damn, I can't believe Auntie stuck on X, Y, and Z. So I put the link in there. Y'all see it? Click that link if you want to come live with me. I'm gonna add you right on. I need somebody to come live and talk about this with me. Um, and you can come live on Instagram too if you want to talk about this conversation. This is one that's well needed to be had. Well needed to be had. And I want to ask you, do y'all feel like drugs is an addiction? Alcoholism is an addiction? You feel like it's a pandemic that we face in our community? Is it just privilege to the black community? Is it hip hop community? What's going on? What's your thoughts? Talk to me. I'm here. Somebody click that link. We going live. Click that link. It's 5, 6, 7 people watching on YouTube, man. Somebody tap in. Somebody come on there. I put the link up there. Y'all feel like it's a personal thing? I think it's a case by case basis that some people have the strength to to get over the shit. But I feel like what I do feel like for every case is that the environment is detrimental. Your environment is detrimental. If you got negative peer pressure, you gonna go that route. Then if you got positive peer pressure. But I mean, we speaking about once a person falls victim and tries, and now they're addicted, hooked, strung out, whatever word we want to use. What's some shit that we can do to get these motherfuckers back in good shape? It's hard. I got family members that have been doing crack for 20 years. Friends and people in the neighborhood who raised me that's been on this shit for years and years and years and years. Some people got off counseling. Some motherfuckers are just smokers. They left it alone because they was embarrassed. But this is some serious shit, man. Crack, especially when a person is addicted. Heroin and fentanyl, that shit, that's an addiction. We no longer talking about a choice. You gonna take this shit now, or you sick. In our community is affected by this shit the most. Crack, I would say. I won't say heroin, like motherfuckers overdosing left and right in the white community off heroin. But I would say crack. So this is day one of 7 days straight. We're gonna bring awareness. They say rich homie Quan overdose. Um, I got friends that overdose on heroin. They put that fentanyl in there. I got friends who took fake pills or who took too many pills, overdose. We see it all the time. Motherfuckers take a fake pill, overdose, or pop too many pills. What's your thoughts when it comes to overdosing in the black community, in the hip hop community? I want to hear y'all thoughts as I'm on this joint. What's your thoughts? We talking tonight. I want to hear the people. Environment is very, yeah, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Environment is very important. Self-discipline. Somebody click that link, man. Go live. Hit the live. I'm going live every night, though, for 7 days. I'm about to bring this awareness. I said I was bringing it, and I'm bringing it. I said I was going to bring it. I'm going to bring it. I'm going live every night. Fuck that. We're going to bring this awareness. Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan and all the other individuals who suffer from mental health or who fell victim to substance abuse. And this is something that's very prevalent in our community, especially the hip hop community. This is issues that we need to address as a collective. Um, very very sensitive issue because so many different people have family members and loved ones who's affected by one of these addictions, whether it's alcoholism, some type of drug they're addicted to. So this is a very sensitive topic. As we get into this topic, I would say that You know, it's very important. YouTube, and y'all can click the link to go live. It's very important that we address this issue with grace. And I know I got a lot of family members and friends that suffer or who have died because of an overdose. So we categorize it as different. I got aunts that been, smoking crack 20 plus years, right? And I got friends who been popping pills 5, 6 years. But it's really no different, but we categorize it as a different. Like we frown upon, people who have become addicted to crack. Oh, it's lower society. We don't fuck with them. That's some shit. It's all the same. If a person that's popping pills, you addicted to them pills. I don't really see the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like accountability would be a bad word, because once a person has an addiction, it's like we got to come with love and grace, especially if it's your family. You ain't. And I mean, accountability, it is applicable. YouTube, it's applicable, but it's not the main thing you got to worry about. Like if a person is just having some behavior issue, or if it's a spouse, something like that, we gonna hold your ass accountable. But when a person has an addiction, and this is some chemical imbalance, where you feel like, if I don't have this, I'm gonna be sick. That's what heroin do to your body. If I don't do this, so it's not just really, you gotta have it, or you gonna throw off the balance of your body. And your body is dependent on this shit. So I feel like that we have to be, very careful with how we address it. I'm gonna speak about this for 7 days straight. Very careful about how we address this issue. Um, if you have loved ones who currently suffer from this, or who have suffered from this, then this is a very, sensitive topic, and I apologize in advance. But this week on my podcast, I dedicated it to bringing awareness to this issue. Rest in peace, turkey bacon. I got cousins that passed away from this shit, man. Rest in peace, Brooks. Rest in peace, Auntie. You know, my aunt died. Most recent one. My aunt just died. Overdose, heroin, fentanyl. So this shit some serious shit, man. This ain't no play. But I decided, as a young leader, podcast, y'all always, want me to talk. Y'all always tell me that it's the voice of the trenches. So if I'm gonna be considered a voice of the trenches, I'm gonna touch the tough issues. Issues motherfuckers don't even want to talk about. We're gonna talk about them. Talk about this shit for 7 days straight. Um, so nobody want to go live with me on YouTube. I'll continue to. I'll share a couple more thoughts, then I will get off. We've been live for about an hour. I will share a couple more thoughts of mine and let motherfuckers chime in, because I always want to give good game. As a content creator, I feel it's my job. You watch me, that you should learn. If I'm not entertaining you, that you should be learning something from me. And I'm not very entertaining. I mean, I may be aesthetically pleasing because I look good. I look good, but let's wrap it up. What's some things that was learned in this conversation today? Give me 5 things. I would say 5 things that I learned in this conversation is that you should have learned. Drugs and alcoholism is an addiction. You should have learned that you should have also learned that once a person is addicted, to a drug like heroin or fentanyl, they are chemically dependent on this substance. So it's a chemically dependent. So that's number two. I'm big on accountability. So I would say number three would be, you really you can't hit a motherfucker with that accountability word when we're speaking about an addiction or a dependency. You gotta have grace and understanding, and you gotta have compassion for individuals that suffer from these things, especially in your family, and be willing to work with them, and be willing to just have grace and compassion. Not an easy thing to do. That's three. Four, I would say, just recognize this, seriousness and severity of how this shit impacts our community. To recognize that these shit is not fun drugs and that motherfuckers is really losing their fucking life behind this stuff. So you hear these rappers talk about popping these different pills and they make that shit all sound like butterflies, dolphins, and some cute shit that is really not. If you don't have the tolerance for that, you never did it. Just stick to what the fuck you was drinking, you some liquor, or whatever you can do that when you can be safe and you can do it in moderation and you don't abuse. There's nothing. I ain't never did no pill, none of that shit ever. But I'm telling you, whatever you got going on, 'cause I ain't nobody's father. I'm not here to be a man. I'm just speaking as a young, G'd up nigga from the streets who watch a lot of my people fall. That I feel like whatever you gonna do, you should do it in moderation. I ain't gonna say I don't do X, Y, and Z because I don't know. I drink and I be fucked up some days. The birthday celebration, if it's something like that, I get fucked up. So I can't judge nobody. I'm one of y'all. I'm just the average Joe. I'm just the average Joe, man. I'm speaking on my podcast, but I feel like those would be five things that you should have took. You should learn from me today in this podcast. When a person is addicted, then it's a chemical imbalance. You can't really hit a motherfucker with accountability when they got a dependency. Alcoholism and all these different drug issues these are addictions. You know that you should understand that the origins of where this stuff come from, and how this music and all this different stuff impacts how this shit is so prevalent in our fucking community. That's number three. Four, I mean. Number five, that you just have to be aware. You have to be aware of what's going on, how this shit impacts people, and when you do have loved ones, you have to find rehab. Rehab is the best thing to do, or to get a motherfucker in to get off this stuff, or a masjid, as I said. So these are different tools, tactics, and strategies that we can use to help our loved ones. Nobody wanted to go live with me today. It's okay. First time me breaking, the ice with this subject. I will continue to go live. I will continue to, you know, create an open dialogue for the people, and I will continue to be here on YouTube, on my Instagram page, pushing positive propaganda when it comes to helping people who are dependent on drugs and who suffer from this epidemic. Family, friends, whatever the case may be, and I'm down to have a conversation with anybody. So anybody who's with it, I'm down with it too. But nobody sent the request, so I will be getting off. I appreciate everybody who came in. It was like 27 people that came and watched. I appreciate y'all. 30 motherfuckers came and watched on Instagram. I'm gonna be going live 7 days straight. Let's continue to get lit. Let's continue to tap in, educate each other, bring awareness. That's what it's all about. King Gates, I'm gone.